See, Gibson Jamaica is a shooter.
And the Enjoy Illinois 300 is underway.
Spin, and this shot here by Robert Thomas was a thing of beauty.
And Brady Cook and Schrader and that offense. They got the thicker kicker in position, and the fireworks are going off on senior night. The surprise team of the SEC does it again.
Good evening and welcome to Sports Plus. We have some stellar women's soccer teams to spotlight and two towering figures of sportsmanship to honor. But like most Sundays so far this fall, we are still talking about what happened on Saturday night in Columbia, Missouri. Mizzou's last-second 33-31 victory over Florida gave them 9 wins on the season. If they beat Arkansas on Friday, they'll have a 10-2 regular season record, with their only losses coming to the likely Heisman winner in LSU and the best team in the country in Georgia. I don't know if any team outside the eventual playoff finalists could match that resume. And so for tonight's main event, we go back to Columbia to relive the miracle against the Gators. There were so many interesting moments in this game. You had the St. Louis kids showing out. Brett Norfleet, 3 catches, including a Chase Kaufman-esque hurdle. Cody Schrader, 148 more yards on the ground and a touchdown on senior night. Luther Burden III, 158 yards receiving to go, over 1,000 for the year, and some truly show-stopping plays. Brady Cook, 331 yards and a touchdown, all capped off by an all-time Mizzou moment on the final drive. 4th and 17. If you don't convert, it's over, and Cook to Burden keeps the game alive. After a few more plays to get even closer, Harrison Mevis hits the chip shot, and Missouri pulls victory from the jaws of defeat. This was a senior night that will not be forgotten, and one that kept the hopes of a New Year's Six bowl alive.
Whether it was K-State, whether it was Kentucky, whether it was Tennessee, we were down. This game, our team always fights back. They believe in each other.
We lost some close games last year, some tough games. We were at the bottom. We know what it feels like, and we don't want to go back. This team will do anything we can to walk away with a win.
Yeah, we're tough, and we refuse to lose. I think I keep saying from last year, and I truly believe that we won that game because of what we learned last year. I think last year we may have found a way to lose that game, and this team this year, we're not going to lose those games.
4th and 18, Brady finds Lou. Demetrius Johnson used to say big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games, and I know DJ today would have been the day that he gives away Thanksgiving turkeys in St. Louis, so kind of fitting for Luther to make that play.
They give me a shot, I'm going to put it through. I've said that since day one that I got here, and it's a testament to them for putting me in position to make the play.
I've created some real bonds with all these seniors, and you guys know Cody's my best friend. So I told him, trust me, I'm not leaving the field without a win, and I'm just so proud of the seniors, and I'm so glad we got to finish with a win.
Go for St. Louis!
SLU women's soccer provided plenty of moments worth emphatic calls like that one this season. For the first time ever, they reached the Sweet 16. But today's NCAA tournament matchup came against number 2 seed Penn State, and it was an absolute show. The winner of this one advanced to play number 1 seed Clemson for a trip to the Final Four. SLU was under the gun early, but down 2-0, they claw their way back. Hannah Larson gets a header to go in off an assist from Smithton's Katie Hauk, 2-1. Emily Gaby rolls one past the Penn State keeper, 2-2. Larson's going to take a free kick. No surprise, it's money. SLU goes up 3-2 in the second half. 3 minutes left now. SLU trying to hang on and go to the Elite Eight, but Penn State scores to tie things. We go to overtime, and in overtime, it's going to be Peyton Linehan who converts to put the Nittany Lions up for good. Penn State wins 4-3 and ends the season for SLU. I talked with head coach Katie Shields about this special season for the Billikens.
I think our women showed they can play with anyone in the country, and just they were pretty heartbroken right now, to be honest, but proud of how we displayed who we are, especially for our women who are graduating and their eligibility is done. The core of our midfield, Anna Lawler, Abby Miller, Emily Groark, they're 5th and 6th year players. And they've just taken this team from a program that was kind of a conference tournament contender, NCAA tournament contender, to a team that was 3 minutes away from an Elite Eight, So really, really proud of their performance and all of them. But I also think the great ones want more. And that's kind of where we're sitting at tonight.
Lots of college hoops today. Mizzou first. They hosted 0-5 Jackson State, who was ranked 309th best team in the country on KenPom. No reason to worry, right? About that. Let's get right to the end of it. Tamar Bates laying, Mizzou up 6, but they could not close. Jackson State layup with 15 seconds left. We are tied. Jackson State jumper with 8 seconds left. They lead. Sean East has a chance to be a hero again, and Mizzou can't get a shot up. Huge upset as Jackson State comes to Como and beats Missouri 73-72. Yikes. Illinois had less trouble with their SWAC opponent this evening. They dunked all over Southern and Champaign. Dane Danger kicks things off with a jam in the paint, and Quincy Guerriere follows up with a few slams of his own. Illini roll big over Southern 88-60. SLU taking on Wichita State for third place in the Myrtle Beach Invitational. Sincere Parker watching from the sideline with that foot injury. You had to love this, though. The young fella, Kellen Thames, big slam early on. He had 8. TJ Hargrove can throw it down as well. That cut the Shocker lead to 10 points in the second half and was 2 of Hargrove's team leading 21. But SLU could not close the gap all the way. Wichita State gets the win, 86-69. Coming up, we shine the spotlight on our Final Four-bound soccer team and honor 2 titans of sportsmanship. Sports Plus will be right back.
Hackett approaches in the back of the net, and WashU is going to the Final Four. And for once, penalty kicks are wonderful for WashU.
This year, we've had more winning soccer in St. Louis than we know what to do with. City SC, SLU, SIUE, Maryville, McKendree, St. Louis Community College, you name it, we've been winning it. But the team with the best run right now is the WashU Bears. So tonight we thought we'd spotlight our Final Four-bound soccer team. The Bears started their season by not allowing a goal until the 15th game of the year. They capped off their home schedule with a wild back-and-forth slugfest against Wisconsin Lacrosse yesterday that ended with a win in penalty kicks and another WashU trip to the D3 Final Four. The Bears and coach Jim Conlon won it all in 2016 in Salem, Virginia, and that just happens to be where this year's Final Four will kick off in a week and a half, and they're focused on a repeat performance.
Fact is, we gave up more goals yesterday than we had all season. But their resiliency, their resolve, their care for each other, I really think the mental part of the game excels us on the physical part of it.
Now that we're in November and we realize that, this is very possible, we can win the national championship, I think since all of us can reach it, it's that much more real. And I think that everyone's excited to be able to have that opportunity in Virginia.
Why not us? We've had a great season overall. And this would just be a super special way to end it, especially for our seniors who have put in 4 incredible years.
And then to have the drama that yesterday's game produced, to execute it and finish it off. So these seniors are going to the Final Four and have a chance to play one more game, and we're hoping 2.
Blues on the pond at Anaheim tonight. They had been outscored 10-2 so far on this road trip, but turned things around against the Ducks. Sundquist to Neighbors, 1-0 Blues in the first. Still in the first, Kairu to Buchnevich in front. Great pass coming up here from Jordan Kairu. And hallelujah, it's a power play goal, 2-0 Blues. Blues add on in the second. Alexei Toropchenko is going to make it 3-zip. Blues go on to win 3-1. Joel Hofer stopped 30 of 31 shots in the victory. Quack, quack, quack. Thank you very much, Mr. Ducksworth. Big baseball free agent news today. Aaron Nola will not be a St. Louis Cardinal. The big righty has agreed to a 7-year, $172 million deal to return to the Philadelphia Phillies. The 30-year-old has a career 3.72 ERA and has started the most games in the major leagues over the past 6 seasons. We'll be right back. Last night at Stiefel Theater, the holiday season unofficially began thanks to the warmth and the good tidings that the Musial Awards bring. Just ask anybody who was there. The night was made even more memorable by the 2 gentlemen who were the special award honorees. In total, 8 awards were handed out for acts of kindness and sportsmanship, regardless of wins and losses. The spotlight shone brightly on Adam Wainwright, recognized for extraordinary character, and on NBA champion and longtime U.S. Senator Bill Bradley, the Lifetime Achievement recipient. Frank Cusimano talked with both men before the presentation, and that is tonight's Sunday Conversation.
It's a very, it's an award, and I just don't know if I deserve it. You know, to be put in the same conversation as Stan Musial for anything is cool, but to be receiving the Musial Award is an extra special honor for me.
I should know this. Did you ever meet him? Or?
Oh yeah.
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 What was that relationship like? Any remember a moment?
I wish I had more time to spend with him, but you know, we'd see him every now and then in the clubhouse. He would come in every few weeks or every few months when the first few years I was there. So got to know him pretty well. Got a few autographs from him. Got to hang out and hear some good stories with him and Mr. Red a few times. But I certainly wish we had more years together.
And would you have gotten him out?
Doubtful. Doubtful. He told me, I think this is probably his big running joke, I think, but he would have hit more home runs if he didn't hit so many triples. You know, got him tired, got him hurt.
We know you gutted it out to get to 200. Such great drama. You thrilled the whole town because of your performance at the end. I'm wondering, what is the body like now? And are you going to have to get a little work done because of what you put your body through last year?
Body's good now. I got everything. I'm on the mend now. I got my shoulder, you know, fixed, and got my back, got a shot in it, and so you know those things are taking care of themselves. But now, yeah, I don't have to be ready to throw a 92-mile-an-hour fastball in spring training this year. I just have to be ready to throw at 62 in the backyard with my kiddos. So we're right on track.
How much does this honor mean to you, named after Stan Musial?
It means a lot to me. It's kind of unique because Musial was one of my heroes as a kid growing up, and having the award at this point in my life is like coming home. Because I grew up 35 miles south of here in Crystal City, Missouri, and so getting the Musial Award is reminding me of all that time. My father was disabled. Had calcified arthritis in the lower spine. I never saw him tie his shoes, drive a car, put his coat on. My mother and I did those things for him. And that had a big impact on my life because there was no hunting or hiking or fishing trips or playing catch with Dad or certainly shooting. But the time I remember most fondly with my father was when my mother every summer would drive me to Sportsman's Park in St. Louis, where my father got box seats to a St. Louis Cardinals game. And we'd sit in that blistering July heat and drink bottle after bottle of Mountain Valley water. And I'd root for my hero, Stan the Man Musial, and we'd sweat together.
You used to do a lot of it alone in a gym. I'm not saying you were the first person that put all those self-imposed hours in a gym, but you were one of the first. Where did the ideas come from to set up chairs to dribble around and to wear those glasses where you couldn't look at the ball? Who came up with these ideas?
Well, I came up with a couple, but the inspiration for the practice came from Easy Ed Macaulay, you know, the great Hawk and St. Louis University star. I went to his basketball camp when I was 14, and he said to the assembled campers, remember, if you're not practicing, somebody somewhere is practicing. And if you two meet, given equal ability, he's going to win. I never wanted to lose because they didn't practice. That's the origin of the workaholism. 3 hours every day, 5 days a week, 5 hours Saturday and Sunday.
So you were an incredible scorer at Crystal City and at Princeton. But with the Knicks, you didn't score as much because you were surrounded by so many really good players. I get the impression if I offered you a chance to play for another team and average 25 or play for the Knicks and win, you'd take that Knicks experience over all that, right?
Not even close. It's better to be 1 point on a 5-pointed star that wins the championship, right? Mixing metaphors, than to be the leading scorer. Ultimately, the game of basketball is about who becomes the champion, and you don't do that alone. And I was lucky to be with an extraordinary group of people for 10 years of my life.
I'm wondering, that Knick team, or those two Knick teams that won championships, they could play with these teams today, correct?
You know, the comparison is always a little off because there are different rules now. We didn't have a three-point rule when I played. The objective was maximum movement for the easiest shot closest to the basket. Now it's a pick and roll on one side and three guys standing at 30 feet on the other side. And it's a different game. But, you know, the point is the team that wins, and this was certainly the case when Golden State was winning, it moves the ball. And the key is, as Red Holzman used to say, you know, see the ball and move without it.
I know you're really a humble man, but are there ever times where you look back on your life and you think, oh my goodness, Rhodes Scholar, All-American, NBA championships, Hall of Famer, and think, I can't believe what I just lived?
Well, I am filled with a profound gratitude for having the parents I had growing up in Crystal City, which is an ideal place, finding a passion in basketball, having good coaches along the way, and being able to realize my dream in politics, almost. So I've looked back, and yeah, sometimes as I look back, I'm just very grateful for those who helped along the way. My life has been blessed by the people I've worked with and the people I have come to know in that work and beyond.
NFL action from today, Bears and Lions, and surprise, surprise, it's another St. Louis Lion with a highlight. Goff to Jamison Williams for a touchdown ignited the Detroit comeback. They take the lead with 30 seconds left on this score from former Bear David Montgomery, and they added some insult to injury with a safety on the Bears' last effort. Lions win 31-26. We'll see them on Thanksgiving. Illinois football fans, attention please. It was the Tommy DeVito show against Washington today for the Giants. The New York quarterback threw for 3 touchdowns as the Giants went on the road and took down their division rivals in Washington 31-19. Good for the former Illini favorite. Time now for the Victory Men's Health, frankly speaking. And yes, we're talking about Mizzou again, specifically our area's impact on this year's team. Right now, the Tigers start a St. Louis quarterback, a St. Louis running back, a St. Louis tight end, and 2 St. Louis receivers. A few years ago, I heard Coach Drinkwitz explain part of his recruiting method to a group of St. Louis high school coaches. If it's equal in talent, we are taking the St. Louis kids first, Drinkwitz said. That has paid dividends. Our town produces as much talent as any other region in the country, and those kids often go on to make plays on Sundays. It has been twice as rewarding seeing them do it for their top 10 home state school. That's our show for tonight. For producer Andy Moeller, I am Corey Miller. Have a great night, St. Louis.
This will decide it. It'll be a top 10 tumble if he doesn't get it. 4th down. Gotta have it, and he gets it. Luther Burden a third, and not only that, but they're in range to win it.
Luther Burden just ran straight down the field. Nobody for Florida covered him, and he made a huge catch.
And now 8 seconds remain. Luke Bauer, the holder, and Harrison Mevis, the all-time leading scorer in Mizzou history on senior night, tries to cap it. And Mevis drills it.